Hi, Stephen C. Campbell here of Capit Hauser, Strategic Digital Online Marketing and Consulting. Here's a video, 50 minutes or so, on our Strategic Digital Online Marketing process flow. We have get many questions about this by email and in person, face to face. So here's a video to hopefully answer your questions. You can rewind, go back and forth, and look at the various sections to let you know what we do on a daily basis to build your brand using our digital marketing competencies. So first of all, for those of you who don't know me, that's me there, Stephen C. Campbell, and that was on a business trip to China, and there we are with some executives from Stanley, Black & Decker, from Hatch, from D&B, and from Timken and some other companies, where we were doing some consulting on some distribution marketing and also internet channel marketing. So just for reference, you know who's speaking, it's me. That's not the focus. The focus is the strategic digital online marketing. So what we'll do first, we just give a summary, and from the summary you can just walk away and say, okay, that's what they do. Stay tuned for more in-depth explanations. So first is the website competitive analysis positioning. Again, we'll go into this in more detail, but we need to know where we're starting, what the foundation is. We need to know where your website is ranking, how it's ranking, what is it ranking for. We also need to know what your competitors are ranking for, how are they ranking, why are they ranking, and we take all of this information and we wrap it all up and use it as the foundation, as the basis for the ongoing activities. So that's the first step. So a question is, have you ever had a detailed website analysis and competitive positioning report done for your business? So how do you know where you rank, or how you rank, or why you rank, or where your competitors rank? Very, very critical to ongoing internet activities. And then we use this data collected in the competitive analysis positioning activities for our search engine optimization activities. Again, this is to do with building links, building content out so that your website, your business website, gets ranked in the major search engines. And we're talking about Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and there are other search engines as well. But the activities that we take on a daily basis is created. The content created that is used here is based upon this, the website competitive analysis positioning. The other part is social media marketing. We use the major social media marketing portals to build your brand, to build content, to interact and to engage with customers in order to build your profile and to bring more customers into your marketing funnel. And then the other part of the puzzle is the reputation management. And this is the part which is really, really growing. And for summary purposes, is where customers go to the review portals and they post reviews. There are lots of them around the internet, blogging platforms where customers post reviews about the experiences with various businesses. Clients and potential clients, they read these reviews, and very, very often these reviews are the catalyst for customer's purchase decision, or they're the trigger to cause a customer not to do business with a particular organization. So we want to get on top of this. So we will get reviews from you. We will go through a process of make sure you collect information and reviews, testimonials from customers, and then we would go about building the profile for you around the internet. So that's the summary. Website competitive analysis positioning, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing, and reputation management. That is Kappenhauser's strategic digital online marketing process. So that's it. So now stay tuned. We're going to go into more detail for each of these particular sections. So, website analysis and auditing, competitive analysis and auditing, we should say. So, the first thing we need to do is the total number of keywords and pages. So, of course, we're going to do a competitive analysis. Keywords are those things that people type into the search engines. They type keywords into search engines to look for information, to look for things about brands, for clients, competitive position, to understand how good your products and services are. There's a whole host of things that people type into the search engines on a daily basis. We analyze what they're doing, and we use this as the basis for our ongoing work. We mentioned here about pages. Now, of course, you have a website, and the website consists of pages. So, depending upon the package that you choose, will determine the amount of keywords and pages that we choose to analyze for ongoing work. This is what we use to do our market research and analysis. It's critical that to stress the point that this is about marketing. This is not just about the technology. This is about strategic marketing. Marketing is, market research and understanding what's happening in the marketplace. It's so critical for success. So critical to understand where we are today, to determine the actions we will take in the future to build the profile in the mind of the customer, to build the profile of the brand, to build it high and to build it strong. And that's the analysis that we carry out on your behalf. Just at the beginning, because we're going to be mentioning keywords a lot in the next 10-20 minutes or so. But before we launch a marketing campaign, we need to know what keywords to target. As I mentioned before, a keyword is what we refer to as a word or phrase typed into the search engine to return search results. So for example, best opera in London, best show to see in London, best cosmetic surgeon in New York. Keyword phrases, and the search engines will bring back results. We utilize some of the software that we've written, and we also go about this manually, and we filter through the Google data to return a full and comprehensive keyword report. The report not only shows keyword traffic, but also competition analysis, and it shows where the website is currently ranking in Google, Yahoo, and Bing for particular keywords. Now, the keywords that we choose determine the direction of the entire marketing campaign. Thus, this is extremely important. So, at this very stage, I can ask the question, when was the last time you had some detailed keyword research and analysis done on your business on the internet? So that's the keyword research. So bear this in mind. We look at what people are searching, typing into the internet search boxes related to your business. And the keyword ranking report shows where your site is ranked in the search engines for various keywords. This has a major impact for web traffic, lead generation, and conversions. The research shows that 75% of all search engine users click on the result on the first pages of the search engine. So the higher you rank for different pages on your website, remember, we're not just talking about the home page of your website, we're talking about different pages on your website. So for example, you may have a website on dog training. There may be a website, a page about training Dobermans. There could be a website for training Cocker Spaniels. So we would look to rank particular pages for you, not just the home page. So the higher you rank, the better chances you have of getting traffic. And we use software, and we go back manually to target keywords, and we look through everything to determine what course of action to take that's going to be the best to facilitate rankings for you. So we look at keyword structuring as well. We look at ranking analysis and competitive analysis. And moving on, we have the web design analysis. So we can get traffic to your website, and you'll see later on the amount of work that takes place. We can get traffic to your website. But when the search engines come and users come, we want to be confident that they're going to take the appropriate action. So we look at the platform that you built your website on. The websites that we design at the moment, we design them all on the WordPress platform. We look at malware check. We look at the website design, general recommendations. We look at your website performance, how quick it loads. We look at the navigation crawlability. So for example, navigation, you have your website, you may have things about us, our products, our services. These are navigation links. We need to look how crawlable they are for the search engine spiders. We need to also look at the content crawlability. So you have content on your website. Well, how is it structured so that the search engine robots and spiders can actually crawl it and get to the information they're looking for? We need to check all of this and make appropriate changes and recommendations to make sure that the work we carry out is going to work and be as effective as possible. We look at website structure analysis also. So we want to look at search engine metrics. We want to look at sitemaps and URL structures. So for example, we will look at if there's any webmaster tools or analytics already installed on your websites. And if there's none, we want to install in the analytics and tracking services on the website to make sure that we know that the work that we're doing on your site has the desired effect. And we also do things like sitemaps. There are different types of sitemaps. There's sitemaps for users, and there are sitemaps for search engine spiders. Something called XML sitemaps if you're interested. So we want to make sure that the sitemaps, particularly the XML sitemaps, to make sure that they're installed properly, to make sure that your on-site optimization is all in place. And we'll produce a troubleshooting report, and we'll produce of course the troubleshooting report to see what we need to fix, and the backlinks report also. So we want to know the existing backlinks that's coming to your website. So for example, we count the existing backlinks on your website so that we know the baseline that we're starting from. Now we can determine how many backlinks have been built during our search engine optimization campaign, which we'll speak about in a bit. So we'll document this. Now note this, that when we produce a report, if you have existing backlinks, there are possibilities that some backlinks will get de-indexed or devalued by Google and other search engines. And of course we don't have any control of that, because backlinks may get de-indexed based upon how they were actually created, where they were created on the internet, the link velocity, the how quickly the content's being created, various factors. But anyway, we will make an in-depth note of where we stand before we start. Then there's a content analysis and optimization guidelines. We will look at things like duplicate content on your website. That speaks for itself. We need to analyze to see how much duplicate content you have. We need to look at things like keyword grouping. We spoke about keywords before, but this is where we target keywords that have been agreed upon into sets of typically 1 to 3 keywords, and then they will be designated to target pages during the URL mapping stage. And keywords of a given campaign are grouped based upon things like similar keywords, related terms, and also geo-targeting as well. That's location targeting. And we will look at this and give our guidelines. So that's the website auditing and analysis. And of course, very critical to get everything sorted out at the very beginning before we move on to the search engine optimization aspect of our service. And as we mentioned before, we mentioned keywords before. Critical that we got that out of the way at the beginning, but now we're talking about primary and secondary keywords. What do we mean by that? Well, the primary keywords are the keywords we consider to be the highest priority for getting your website ranked. Typical marketing campaigns have keyword groups. Each primary keyword should have 2 related secondary groups within one keyword group. The primary keyword would be the most competitive, and the 2 related secondary keywords would be the less competitive. And we recommend keyword grouping in this manner to help structure the siloing of the content that we create. So, and we'll talk to you about this and tell you what we recommend based upon our actual research. But note that we have primary key, and if you look at the services, you will see that there are different keywords, quantities, primary and secondary, that we actually employ for our campaigns. So there's the keywords, and there's the on-page research and analysis. Again, we look at your website, we look at the keywords that you're ranking for, that you think you should be ranking for, that you are ranking for, that you want to be ranking for. We look at the keywords of your competition. What are they ranking for? Where are they getting their links from? We look at, is it worth trying to beat your competition for particular keywords? This is where we do the keyword grouping, URL mapping, and we make sure that we install the Google Webmaster error checking and reporting. And we look at the site crawlability and hidden links and various other factors. Then we, again, we've just been speaking about on-page. Note this when we talk about search engine optimization. There's on-page, which is actually your business website I was speaking about now. There's also off-page. Of course, the internet is much bigger than your particular website, so more content gets posted on other websites off-page than on your website, and it's this what actually largely causes your ranking. But we set up accounts on the business directories and the press releases. So for example, we take the top 10 business directories and we set accounts up there, and we take the top press release sites and we set up separate accounts for you, branded accounts, where we're going to post content related to your company, business, brand and industry, all relating back to you to facilitate your ranking. That's press releases and business directories. Then there's the social and off-site blog setup. So there's something which we call Google Plus Authorship and account creation. So we need to, it's very important. Google Plus Authorship is very important for rankings these days. So we need to set this up for you. We'll do that. So, and if you have an account set up already, we would just need to have an author login, so we can actually post the content to your site. And if you have a Gmail account for your company, you probably already have a Google Plus account. Many people set up a Google Plus account, but they're not using it consistently. Day in, day out, 2 or 3, 4 times a week, posting content, interlinking with the other internet properties to facilitate the ranking. And we'll also set up your Google business page. The Google Plus business page is like having your own mini business website on Google Plus, and it's important for social networking and SEO. And we set something like your Google publisher ownership as well. We mentioned here about social and offsite blog setup. We set up sites on the top 10 social media accounts. This is different to social media marketing, which we'll speak about in a short while. But for example, we set up accounts on top social media accounts such as Bebo, AOL, Google+, High Five, Identi, Netlog, Newsvine, Feed, that's PHEED, Plurk, Scoop, Zing, that's with an X. These social media sites, we set up accounts there for posting content, quality content by our expert copywriters and staff. And then we create accounts on social sharing sites. As we mentioned before, the internet's a very big place. There's more places on the internet to post content. There's content on your website, but there's also other places to place content. There's also the social sharing sites. So for example, we use social sharing sites such as Reddit, StumbleUpon, WebShare, Kipt, that's KIPPT, InStraper, DIIGO, and Delicious, and Folked. And there's a whole host of sites that search engines are visiting daily with their robots and spiders, and when they find your content, this will facilitate your ranking. That's a social offsite blog setup. Then there's the advanced offsite blog setup. So what is this? Well, we use the top 5 offsite blog accounts, which we know, and we create our own accounts, so we're going to have full control of the content and the information that's on those sites. They're extremely important in today's online marketing world. As we mentioned before, having great written content on your website is the highest priority, but having multiple blogs with a significant amount of authority can really boost your rankings. And one of the best things about having your own offsite blogs is the ability to have full control. So we set the blogs up, and we can control the comments and everything that's published on there. And it's all related to your industry, about your website and building your brand. And for your information, some of the offsite blogs that we use are Blogger, Skyrock, Tumblr, Typepad, Blogspot, and others. So we set up all the authorship, and we upload all the content and information. We put the blogs in the correct category for your business, and we interlink the blogs as appropriate. When we say interlink, what I mean is there could be a hyperlink within the content, not just posting back to your website or to the pages on your website, but also posting to other blogs as well. That's the advanced offsite blog setup. And then there's the on-site and blog authorship configuration. So as we mentioned before, there's a Google Plus authorship publisher setup, there's a blog category setup. We need to upload relevant articles, article categorization and tagging, and article page title writing, and meta tag writing. A lot of work to be done. Also, there's the general on-page optimization. We need to look at things like homepage redirect optimization, domain redirect optimization, website, the logo For example, there are images on your website. There's something called alt text. We need to make sure that the alt text is appropriately formatted and configured. There's also something called a robots text file. It should be sitting on your server. We need to check that. There are things called canonical URLs. We need to, if necessary, optimize these as well. So lots and lots of things to do. Also, we look at page titles and meta tags, and we get onto the website content and off-site content generation. Remember we spoke before about there's content on your company website, and there's also the off-site content that needs to be generated to facilitate your rankings. So we look at content analysis and optimization guidelines, duplicate and missing H1 tags, keyword optimization of existing website content. So we need to look at the existing content on your website. There's also something called keyword density. So for example, if your website's about dog training, we need to look at how many times dog training and related terms, something called LSI and latent semantic indexing, how much times are those terms mentioned on the website. If the keyword density is too high, you can end up hurting your rankings. So we need to look at that also. So just moving on, let's mention that we look at the performance optimization. We need to look at the site security setup, XML sitemaps. For your information, there are different types of sitemaps. This sitemaps here, the XML, is mainly for the search engine robots and spiders. There are navigation sitemaps as well. We need to make sure that's configured and appropriate. We need to make sure that the analytics is installed on your website. So we need to understand where we stand when we start to make sure that the work we do, we can, look at the difference between, how things stood when we started, and as we continue our work in the first, second, third, fourth month, and hopefully forever on your website to be able to perform gap analysis. There's on-site uploading and the interlinking of blog content. So just mention the interlinking of blog content. As we mentioned before, within every article there are links, and we need to make sure that the links are actually not just pointing to your homepage or your website, but also pointing to other articles, other blogs that we create on the internet. So for example, if you have a blog and there are 2 hyperlinks within the blog post, one blog post, and we'll speak about this a bit later on, we'll talk about link wheels. One link may refer to your website, and the other link may refer to another blog post on another site. And of course, what we just spoke about was the backlink generation in the offsite content. The distribution is what we mentioned before. We distribute it in press release sites and business directories, and we need to look also at the competitive link building. So what is that? Well, just what is the competitive? We're talking about here competitive link building. Well, backlinks are incoming unique links to a website or a web page. And basic link terminology: a backlink is any link received by a web node, that's a web page, a directory, or a website, or top-level domain, from another web node. So backlinks are also known as incoming links or inbound links, inward links. The number of backlinks is an indication of the popularity or importance of a given website. So, basically speaking, the more backlinks you have shows that your website is more important. And it also depends where the links came from. So backlinks are important for search engine optimization because some search engines like Google give more credit to websites that have a large number of quality backlinks and consider those websites more relevant than others for relevant search queries that don't have any backlinks. So, for a particular search term, if you have 1,000 backlinks for a particular search term and your competitor has only 10, in relative terms, it's saying that your website is more important for that search term. So upon commencement as we start the campaign, before we start the link building, we will be generating a report with the site's total backlinks and referring domains count to assess the current popularity status of the website. Very, very critical. And there's also the performance of the website. So moving on, we move on to reputation management. We just have this and the social media aspect. If anything else, this hopefully could be impressing into your mind the volume of work that needs to be done to really build your profile on the internet, using the various tools that digital marketing gives us. So as we mentioned before, everything we do is based upon keywords. So we need to look at the number of keywords that's actually that we're going to use, and the number of keywords is based upon the program, the campaign that you choose to undertake with us. Whichever campaign you undertake with us, we will build the content out depending on the amount of the more keywords we use, of course, the more content we will generate to put on these sites that we create for you. So that's the keywords. So we spoke about that at the beginning. And then we need to look at reputation and keyword research. Remember, we're speaking about reputation management now. We're speaking about reputation management and not search engine optimization. Remember, we have different sub-channels within the internet channel marketing space. So the initial analysis for online reputation management involves collecting information on the popularity, the current standing and online reputation of your website. The data we gather here at this stage would be our benchmark for the reputation management campaign before all the online reputation management is performed. And this is going to allow us to track our progress and to address any negative publicity that actually exists. So very, very critical. We generate a list of keywords associated to negative or unwanted web pages. And the most ideal keywords to target for a particular site will be selected from the list. The selection of ideal keywords depend upon several factors, including competition for a particular keyword and their relevance to your business. So again, this keyword research, in this respect, is related to the reputation management, but we're looking to see what comments and publicity exist, and the objective is to build out positive comments, positive publicity for your business. Then there's blog setup and link wheel setup. So we set up Web 2.0 blogs, and we use social media platforms, and we set up profiles and allow users to collaborate as creators or prosumers, producers and consumers of content in a viral aspect. Then we set up blog link wheels. Link wheels are one of the fastest methods of generating quality backlinks to your sites for authority sites. So as we mentioned before, but we just repeat here, a link wheel consists of separate URLs with content. So we have some content. Let's assume we have a piece of content, 500 word article, 300 word article content. Within that content, let's assume there are two URLs, two hyperlinked phrases. one phrase within the content would typically refer back to your business website, and the other phrase would typically refer to another blog post that we've created. And of course, within that blog post, and you just imagine a search engine robots and spiders will come, they'll follow the link, they'll follow one link back to your business website, they'll follow another link back to another blog post. And within the blog post, what they're going to find there, more quality content. And within the content, they're going to find more links, either going back to another blog post. You can have things which are called closed link wheels or open link wheels. It depends upon the circumstance which one we'll create for you. Then there's press release writing and keyword optimization. There's article writing and keyword optimization. And there's blog article writing and keyword optimization. You see here, these three, they're all content, but there are different types of content. A press release is formatted different to an article, which is formatted different to a blog article. This is why we need experts who are trained in digital online marketing to perform the work for your business, again, so you can focus on your business, and we'll bring you the traffic from the internet. So that's the content generation, and then we go about the review publication. We will be asking you to furnish us, to provide us with reviews that you've collected from your clients, and then we'll publish these reviews and testimonials to the top review publication websites. And very, very powerful to use this strategically for building out your reputation management online. Then again, still in reputation management, there's a social media profile creation and optimization. And just to repeat, this is not about the social media marketing aspect. This is about the social media profile creation, and for these purposes, we use Facebook and Twitter. We create a Facebook profile, and we create a Twitter profile as well, and we build out the content for this with tweets, daily tweets, and we go into other Twitter accounts and acquiring followers for you. Someone has to be doing this. It's a full-time job to do this, to build up your social media profile. It's worth mentioning this dedicated internet protocol address services. What is all that about? Well, just imagine we want to make this look as natural as possible, and so we log into a particular account. And if I'm in my office now and I log into a account from my office under one username, and then I log out and I log in again, well, I've come from the same IP address. So what we have dedicated, lots and lots of internet protocol addresses that we can switch and log in to the various accounts from different IP addresses to make this look as natural as possible to build out your content. So for example, I'm in the UK now, and it could look as though we're logging in from London, from Manchester, or from Liverpool, or from Scotland or New York, for that matter, as appropriate. And then there's monthly reporting and auditing. You will get your login portal, username and password, so you can log in and see exactly the progress of our work. We'll continue with off-page research as well. As we mentioned before, we need to look at page indexing analysis in Google. We need to look at site authority analysis. We look at sites like MozRank, just something which is called domain authority. And again, we look at the Backlinks account and something called referring domains overview. So for example, you may have some articles written about your company. You may have a friend who has a blog and he's posting good stuff about your company all the time. Well, that is one referring domain. I mean, that's really well and good. That's great. But it's one referring domain. And what we need to have is a range of referring domains that's having content posted to it, referring back to your business website. And then again, we look at your competitors' backlink analysis. We look at things like niche, the keyword relation to your industry. We look at how recent the posts were. So you may have some articles about your business, and they could have been written a year ago or 2 years ago. Well, the search engines want to look at relevance and timing as well. When was the last time someone put a positive comment about your business on the internet? Hopefully last week. And we need to look at the types of sites. There are lots of spammy sites out there. There are sites, which are created with automatic software. We're doing things manually here. We need to make sure that we take an integrative link placement process and approach here. And also, there's something which we call competitive link finders. So we look at your competitors' backlinks, and we look. Check this out. This is real cool. We look where your competition is getting its links from. So we'll look at your competitors' backlink analysis and say, well, wow, they're getting links from here and there, and it's causing their rankings to spiral, to go high. So we'll look back to where the links are coming from and use the information, and we can decide whether we want to go to the same portals that they have content on, create accounts there, and also get you to get link juice back from there to facilitate your rankings. And that's really cool, that is. And I can ask, when was the last time you had looked at your competitors' backlinks to see where your competitors are getting backlinks from to facilitate their rankings in terms of reputation management? And we continue with off-page SEO, link building in the content generation. And this consists of press release submission. Remember, we mentioned before, it's off-page. Press releases is to do with your reputation, article submissions, social bookmarking, Web 2.0 profile submissions, forum profile submissions, competitive link building and re-indexing. So the indexing of a link, for example, if you put an article up and the search engines may see the article, well, depending upon where the site is, it may not get seen again. So you have to wake up the link, so to speak. Make sure the search engines are reminded that link exists, so it gets re-indexed. So that's reputation management. A lot of work to be done as we move to create out and build out the content for you to give you the best of service. And finally, we move on to social media marketing. Social media marketing, and we use Google Social Dominator, Google Plus, and Facebook. Many companies have a Facebook account. Again, the point is this: if you have an account on Google Plus or Facebook, when was the last time it was updated? When was the last time it was re-indexed? When was the last time you submitted the RSS feed to make sure that the RSS aggregators have the content and the search engine ropes are seeing the content? And how many accounts do you have set up here? So for our social media marketing, the principal accounts we're using is Google Social Dominator, Google Plus, and Facebook. We're also using YouTube, we're using LinkedIn, we're using Twitter as well. But not just that, we're also using Blogger, we're using Picasa and Pinterest as well. These are the the main social media sites that we're going on to create accounts. You know, social media is a growing source of lead and customers. The amount of time that your target market is spending on social media sites is ever increasing. And social media is a fast growing space in online marketing. More and more people, they connect with each other, they communicate and share thoughts and feelings about businesses, brands, products and services through status messages, likes, tweets, links, photos and videos. And you notice I mentioned that. I'll say that again. Status messages, likes, tweets, links, photos and videos. Daily this is being done. And I can ask the question, when does the business have the time to go about making sure this happens on all of these platforms? So what do? There's profile creation, design, and optimization. So we have to create the profiles, we have to design them appropriately with the correct images, branding, and we need to optimize. Many accounts are creating an account is creating an account. Creating an account that's optimized is another thing. So we create the account and we optimize it for your business. And consider this has to be done on every single platform, and constantly the data and content has to be created and posted on these platforms. There's image sourcing that we have to do. We can get images from you, but there's many royalty-free image sources that we can use to produce images. Again, these are our expert staff doing this on your behalf. We're producing branded content which is written for the particular channel. Of course, the content that we put on LinkedIn will be appropriated differently to what we put on Twitter, to what we put on Blogger, and of course YouTube is videos, but of course also on YouTube there's opportunity for putting descriptions in, and within the descriptions many people just don't bother to hyperlink the descriptions and put quality information in there. That's also for the users watching the videos, but also for the search engine robots that are scouring this information. So we brand the content based upon your industry and upon your company as well. You have to, of course, populate the profile and create feed burner accounts and activation. Very, very critical to make sure that that the information gets created, but it's also pushed out through to the internet. So for those of you who are not aware, FeedBurner allows for a quick and easy way to distribute content. It's something which is called an RSS feed, real simple syndication feed. And in the feed we can package everything. We can package all your content and distribute it. And so we create the FeedBurner account and set it up and use it for distribution. We set it up also on your blog. So every time you create a new blog post, so you may have your website. Let's take your company website now. You create information on your web. You put some new information on your website about a new event, a new product, a new service, and it stays on your website. So what we're doing here with the FeedBurner account creation activation, we're making sure that every time branded content is published on these social media sites, that it gets pushed out onto the internet through your FeedBurner account. And of course, we set this all up for you. You just sit back and see the amazing results coming in. And of course, there's the website social integration and analytics. There's the social sharing and social interaction. So to increase customer engagement, It's ideal to give them the opportunity to interact with you, of course. So customers who enjoy your company's services and offerings will want to know how to get in touch. Email and phone lines are great, but social media is fast becoming a preferred alternative. So to facilitate this, we install buttons onto your website and blog that will refer customers to your other various social media channels. And there's the analytics. Google Analytics has incorporated a social feature, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, which shows traffic and data gathered through social media websites. This is a great tool to measure the efficiency of your social media campaigns, which is why we will install Google Analytics onto the website as part of the social integration. So we will need to get access to your information. So we'll be asking you for information to be able to install this appropriately. And if you already have this installed, we will need to get administrator access to it so we can see where we stand at the beginning of our activities. And again, as we mentioned before, we have dedicated Internet Protocol address services to make sure that we don't encounter any problems with your site's social media local security. And of course, you will benefit from the backlink building from page updates, because there's going to be content produced on these page updates, and within the content there's going to be links and keyword phrases linking back to your website and also back to other blogs and social media sites here, interlinking, backlink building between these sites and back to your website as well. And the branded content that we create needs to be appropriated, and it comes in different forms. We mentioned before about the shares, the tweets, the photos, videos, etc. And of course we will appropriate photos, videos, written content. And remember, someone is doing this daily, and so hopefully you can see how powerful this digital online marketing process is, and why we say it's strategic. It's not something that you can do just for 1 week or for 2 weeks. This is month in, month out, daily, someone sitting down, creating content, building your brand, building your profile, which will bring customers into your marketing funnel. And just to recap, we're focusing on all these 9 powerhouse of social media sites to build your profile out online. So finally, to summarize, Capit Hauser's strategic digital online marketing process consists of the website competitive analysis positioning, search engine optimization, social media marketing, and reputation management. I'm Stephen C. Campbell from Capit Hauser. If you have any more questions about what we mentioned, feel free to hit the contact button on the website, or if you want to sign up and allow us to help you to build your brand strategically on the internet, we very much look forward to being of service to you very soon. Thanks very much for listening, and best of luck with your business.